Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Hope everybody had a great weekend. There shouldn't be any ads on YouTube tonight, so you can hang out where you want. It's a better viewer experience at Kick, but you know, at the end of the day, it's completely up to you guys. Yeah, man. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Yeah, on Kick, man, it's totally a different experience. There's no delay. It's absolutely awesome. So, you know, it's like I said, it's up to you guys. You know, you want to hang out over here, you want to hang out over there. It's completely up to y'all. That's why I have it, you know, multi-streamed. But alright, you guys, let's do the damn thing. Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Personally, had a great weekend. My daughter got back home from vacation, so I was super happy about that. And yeah, man, we just been kicking it, tending to the garden. Came up here and farted around a little bit, and got to the office, man. So this is where we're at now. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend as well. And yeah, man, let's get right into it. We got a lot to cover tonight. Great potential setup as I'm speaking right now. We'll get into this chart in a second. Actually, I don't want to veer off too far. But yeah, man, welcome everybody. Happy Sunday. For anybody that's new here, welcome. For everybody who attends regularly, I appreciate your guys' support. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. First things first, as always, we're going to get into the economic calendar for the week ahead, and then we will get into the watch list. So let's go ahead and do the damn thing, man. First things first here. This is where we are at going into the week of July 14th. This is the economic calendar. Number 1, July 14th. There's nothing of importance this week. But July 15th, it damn sure is. Kicking it off here, Tuesday, July 15th, we have a very important data release. As you guys know, CPI is no joke, right? This is up there with FOMC. This is a solid 8+ out of 10, right? This can even be a 10 out of a 10. This will really get the market moving. If it comes in hot or too cold, right? This will really get the market moving one way or another. So make sure you guys keep in mind, try not to swing from Monday to Tuesday. Tuesday's going to be a very big day with CPI releasing. Now, Wednesday, we got to piggyback off of Tuesday. We have PPI at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is Wednesday, July 16th. We also have a couple Fed speakers trickled after, but nothing of importance there. Thursday, our usual, we have jobless claims at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have PMI along with retail sales at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So we got a busy morning here on Thursday. Not major data points, but definitely, you know, multiple like that are releasing at the same time. 2 good, 2 bad, 1 good. You know, if you get a couple on the same page, they do, you know, create some nice volatility there. Friday, July 18th. Nothing too extravagant here. We have our usual, which is consumer sentiment, and that is going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just a quick recap for you guys. Biggest day of the week here is going to be Tuesday, July 15th, where we have CPI at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Second biggest day is going to be Wednesday, following behind it with that PPI report. And yeah, man, that's what we got to look forward to for the week ahead. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Side note, this NQ short is looking fire. Gap down about 130 points off the open. Broke the top of the gap, attempted to go higher, failed, created that lower high, the other lower high here, and starting to roll over. I think we could definitely get a test of this 22,785 before this live is over or sometime tonight. You know, this short looks great. Just run that stop. We'll get into it a lot more in depth here in a minute, though. Yep, earnings season is starting to begin. Banks kicking it off this week, and then we also have Netflix on I want to say Thursday. Yeah, we have Netflix on Thursday, so that's pretty dope as well. Alright, you guys, let's get into these charts. We'll kick it off with NQ. We'll take a look at this monthly chart first. Before we do, I'll let you guys get up to date, pull up your NQ charts. I'm going to grab a drink of water real quick, and then we'll get started. Alrighty, here we go. This is NQ on the monthly time frame. Now, this could be an interesting chart for multiple reasons, right? Number one is we are trading right at that previous all-time high. So, you know, this month specifically, July, is going to be very important for August because we're either going to obviously close strong above this major resistance or we are going to obviously close weak, right? And if we close weak below this resistance, this could definitely trigger a move lower in terms of a pullback off of this monthly chart. So as of right now, it's pretty indecisive, right? We kind of got a little doji here. So, you know, the end of this month, obviously there's 17 days left. There's a lot to go through. But, yeah, July is going to be important for us. Weekly chart. This is what I want to talk about. This is where the fun begins. We have that previous all-time high at about 22,700 area, right around there. Oh, let me fix this real quick. There we go. Right around this 22,700 area. What I'm looking for here is we have what is called a potential 3-bar play setting up, where we have the breakout candle, number one, above those previous all-time highs. And then we have the pause bar, which is the inside bar in between of that breakout candle. Now, how this 3-bar play would set up is one, there's really 3 ways to trade it, right? An inside bar like this. The best way is going with the overall trend, right? So we have been bullish, we're in an uptrend. So the best way to trade this would be if, right? I'm saying if because this is obviously going to take a lot. This is a weekly chart, by the way, so obviously this is going to take some time to play out. If we can get back above those all-time highs, right? That would be the 3-bar play coming to life, and we could look for, obviously, that long position. And, you know, we could potentially even look for a swing with the stop loss below that inside bar low. That's number one. Obviously, it's a weekly chart. That's going to take time to play out. Scenario number 2 is what I like the most, is if we wick below last week's low, trade below it, reclaim, that is the ultimate long trigger. Because then we can go long on the reclaim and keep a stop below that new low we created below last week's low, and we can look for a move back into those previous all-time highs and a move higher. So the best risk-reward based entry off of this inside bar would be a sweep of last week's low, reclaim of last week's low. That is where we can look for that long position, right? That would be the best setup for me. That is my top watch. Now, if we get weak and start to trade below that previous week's low and build below it, that's dangerous, right? That puts us in pullback territory. So, weekly chart, it's a big question mark right now, right? Are we either going to continue trading higher or are we going to get a pullback, right? That's the big question. Right now, we're kind of in a limbo with this open. Previous week's low, very important. Previous week's high, very important. Obviously, that's going to translate to this daily chart being that range of last week's high and last week's low. Getting down to this hourly, you're going to see a very clear level that I am very excited to trade. 22,785. That is that previous all-time high, along with that previous week's low. Just look at the significance of this level. This is the almighty level, right? Look at what's happened every time we've traded it previously. Breakdown, massive. Bounce, massive. Rejection, massive. Bounce, massive. We've seen that this level has provided multiple massive reactions in terms of a big move up or down. So if we get below it, 22,785, that is the A+ short watch back down into 22,600. Top long watch would be, as I just discussed, pull back, break 22,785, reclaim, hold above it. That's the top long watch. Or gap fill from tonight, this is obviously a lower time frame setup, is if we can do something like this. We have our low, form a higher low, form another higher low, break out of this little downtrend, reclaim 22,885. We could look for that quick scalp for that gap fill back into Friday's close to close that gap that we've created tonight. That is also a possibility, right? That is also a possibility. But as long as we're below this 22,890, that probability is low, right? But if we reclaim it, that probability increases a ton for that squeeze into, obviously, tonight's gap fill. All right. What else do we got here? Let me see what we got. That's pretty much it on NQ. Man, I'm watching this on YouTube. The delay is absolutely insane. Like, if you look on YouTube right now, I'm still drawing. If you look on Kick, it's right where it needs to be. Like, watch, I want to show you guys something. Drawing this. You can see it within 1 second on Kick. Go to YouTube. It takes 5 seconds, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It took 19 seconds. So there's at minimum 15 to 30 second delay on YouTube. That is insane. Why? I don't understand that. YouTube's like the biggest platform, no? Yeah, that's crazy. That is really crazy, actually. That is, wow. You would figure YouTube's like the biggest streaming platform. Why would you not have that fixed? Like, looking at it as a standpoint from Kick, like, that's one of their best attributes is having the 0 delay. Like, if I say something right now, you can hear it on Kick in seconds. That's crazy. Yeah, it's literally 1 second. Anyway, let's get into ES here. That's why I said, you know, like a better viewer experience for you guys. I would definitely go to Kick. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. But you know, at the end of the day, it's whatever you guys are comfortable with. You know, that's why I stream on all of these. Is, you know, whatever you guys are comfortable with, you can rock out with. That's what it's for. Alrighty. I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest. Yeah, Bianca, it's dope. I really like this a lot. Alrighty, here we are. ES. This is a similar monthly chart. There's really not much to discuss here because obviously we're in the middle of July, but this July close is going to be very important because, like I said on NQ, 1, we're going to either close strong above those previous all-time highs, which would indicate continuation, or 2, we're going to close weak below those previous all-time highs, and that could be an indication of a significant pullback coming with that double top and failure to go higher. So, you know, this monthly chart is ultimately kind of like a wait-and-see game, but weekly chart, literal exact same setup as NQ, right? We have this beautiful 3-bar play here. You have the breakout, inside bar. So, again, same structure as NQ. We're looking for 1, a break, previous week's low, reclaim, hold. That's the top long criteria. For the 3-bar play, we're looking for 1, 2, above those highs for that 3rd bar continuation. And again, this is a weekly chart, so it's going to take some time to play out. Downside scenario, very simple as well. We actually break and hold below those previous week's low. That's the ultimate short criteria. Now, levels. Here on ES, you guys can see that we've developed an absolute massive uptrend, which we've held since back in April. And from April, we've made a 30% move. This trend line has sent us into new all-time highs multiple times. That also happens to line up with the 6250 level. So the almighty level here on ES in terms of downside is 6250. If we can pull back, break, reclaim, hold, that is the top long watch. But if we pull back, break, and hold, that is the top short watch. And it's very likely we're going to see a lot lower back down into this, I don't know why I don't have this marked, 61.85 area. Now, if you want to talk about shorter time frame setups, there is a major level here at 62.75. You guys can clearly see this is a major level. So what can we do with this? We can do two things. One is if we pop back into it, get that failure, that's prime for a short. Also, if we break and hold above it, that is ultimate long entry for that gap fill tonight. Back into that 62.95, potentially even that 63.12, which was that major structure from last week's session. So big levels on ES into tomorrow. 62.75, 62.50. And yeah, that's what I'm watching there. Obviously the ultimate upside level, 63.33. Those are those previous all-time highs. Let's see what else we got here. Wow, ES is NQ is really presenting a nice short opportunity here. A very nice short opportunity. I caught a beautiful entry earlier. I'm just holding. Caught a beautiful entry earlier. Up pretty decent right now. Just trailing these higher lows now. These lower highs. You guys can see I entered right here on this lower high. We had the failure, lower high. I entered on that second lower high with the stop above that previous lower high. And first target's obviously this structure. And then I'm going to see if we can get down to there to this 22,785. I'm up decent right now. I'm up like 5K, but obviously I want more from this. My target's down here, 22,819, which put me up about 9K, 10K, something like that. I was risking 20 points, so I at least wanted like a 2.5 R or something like that. But now I just moved my stop down to this previous structure here, which is that latest lower high. Kick is great. Nice. In your guys' opinion, what do you guys like more? Do you guys like Kick or YouTube? Me personally, I like watching Kick for live streams. YouTube is cool for videos, right? Like videos already posted, like pre-recorded videos. YouTube is great, but live streaming, Kick is 1,000 times better in every aspect. In every aspect. Every aspect. Kick is 1,000 times better. For sure. Alright, let's get this thing crack-a-lackin'. For live streams, it's more clear too? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Alright, you guys, give me 1 second here. Alrighty, my bad, guys. I had to hop on the phone real quick. My daughter's giving grandma a hard time. Alrighty, let's keep it moving here. YM. Major level here remains to be that 44 500. Yeah, I might actually have to dip out because she's giving her a very hard time. I'm gonna try to breeze through this real quick though. YM. In my opinion, this obviously there's a big divergence here between YM, ES, and NQ. Same thing with RTY. YM and RTY specifically, there's been a big divergence. They are trading significantly below, those previous all-time highs. Right now, YM is about 4% away, something like that. So it's quite a ways away, right? Versus ES and NQ, which are obviously at all-time highs. So there's two ways you can interpret that: is either YM and RTY are going to get strong and catch up, or NQ and ES are going to pull back. And since these names are essentially, weaker in that aspect of not seeing the same measured move, the pullback would be more aggressive. And if you look at this YM chart, I mean, this is already starting to shift tremendously. Reason I say that is obviously we have a high, we have a lower high, and then we have a lower high. And now the major level here is this 44,430, 44,500, which you are trading below. So technically, this is a major shift in structure where we swept those previous lows after making multiple lower highs. This could 100% be shifting into a downtrend. So this honestly is a top watch for me. As long as we're below this 44,450, 44,500 area, I would say this looks great for a short. Back down into 44,200, and then this 44,000 area looks very good. See, that's what I'm saying. Like I popped back on here a few minutes ago, but it took like a 30-second delay for YouTube to hear my voice. It's crazy. RTY. This is what I really want to talk about in terms of demand. You guys can see here, 2,200. This is the almighty level. Almighty level. Major support, turn resistance, back to support. This is the no-brainer level on RTY IWM. Watching two things here. Watching one, a pullback and hold in confluence with this major uptrend trendline support, and that would be obviously top long entry. Or two, if we get weak back below this 2,200, this is an A+, short entry. This opens the door up for literally a massive move lower back down into like the 2,100s. Obviously, there's a little minor level here, but the big pivot is down here at 20,090. So, guys, 2,200 on RTY, that's the level. Point blank period. That is the massive level to watch. And as I spoke about last week, I really need to do a better job at watching these names like a hawk, because I always get too caught up on NQ and ES. Side note, how about that trade on silver? We literally caught damn near 90% of this move up. We went long on silver right here. Yeah, right here. We went long on silver right there. I traded micros, and literally on micros, what did we on? Was it $1,500 per micro? If I would have taken a mini, it would have been a $15,000 mini just for one. Now that's absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane. Gold. This is one I really want to speak about. We're trading in this massive rising wedge here. Obviously, two things are going to happen eventually, right? We're going to get that massive breakout or breakdown. But an immediate level here on gold that I want to hyper focus on is this 33.75. You guys can see this is a massive structure. What I'm watching for here is kind of both ends, right? I want to be open-minded here. Is one, if we can get that break and hold above it, that'd be an awesome long back into that 3,400 area. Or two, if we get that failure, right? We get that failure of 33.75 and start to build lower, develop a downtrend. I could think that could turn into a great short. Bottom line is gold's going to be on top watch. I think a very big move is coming soon because we're really starting to consolidate tight into this nose. You guys see we're starting to really compress, and we're going to get to the point here where there's going to be nothing left to go, and we'll see that massive explosion, you know, up or down. You know, not sure yet. Obviously, we don't have any confirmation, but yeah, gold's one to definitely keep on watch. Right now, we're kind of trading in the midpoint of this range, so I don't really love it too much. I love that level though, which is obviously that structure here. Where two things are gonna happen: where we're either gonna wick, fail, and then dump, or we're gonna, you know, reclaim, hold, and trade back into this supply up here. So I'm very interested to see what it does. My top watch though is definitely that NQ and YM and RTY, for sure. For sure. Very curious. How many of you guys caught that silver with me? That was a fucking beautiful trade, man. Absolute beautiful trade. Oil. I'm not a big oil fan personally. I mean, you guys can see how this thing trades. It trades so silly. Range high, range low, and just crazy like sporadic moves in between. But there's some very clean levels here, to say the least. I mean, this resistance very clean. 69. If we can get above that 69 level, I mean, this has a ton of room higher back into like 72. Downside, I would say like 66.50. That's the major level here. If we can get below that, I think we probably see those 62s again. But like I said, I'm not a big oil person. You know, these things just randomly make explosive moves and give everybody FOMO. They chase and get cooked. But it's whatever. Platinum. This is something that I do want to focus on, because look at this chart. We are breaking a level in which we haven't been above since 2015, which is this major resistance at 1440. This is like the almighty level, guys, right? Like you guys can see here, clear as day. Previous resistance, which is now support. So if we can get that pullback here, 1440, 1450 area and hold, this is the ultimate long watch on platinum. Just a classic break and retest here. This looks beautiful, 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 beautiful. This looks really good. Really, really good. Yeah, but I think I am going to have to rock out, guys. I have to go put the little one to bed. We'll finish this in the morning. At least we got through the futures. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Trying to see if everything's cool or not. See, what happened was when she was on vacation, she got comfortable, you know, being up later than usual. Now she's trying to push over. What time's it? 9:35. Yeah, we'll just finish tomorrow. All we got to do is go over these names, individuals. We'll cover these in the morning. But yeah, man, sorry to cut it short, guys. I'm going to go ahead and head home, get everybody situated. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning, as always. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in tonight. We'll do the giveaway tomorrow as well. I owe you guys a giveaway, so we'll do that tomorrow as well. And we'll talk about August a little bit more. And yeah, man, again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night. I will see you guys bright and early in the morning for live trading, all right? Peace, everybody.